Douglas Adams's book, The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, tells a humorous story as to why the Earth was made, and it's a very good book. It says that two white mice had built the Earth as an experiment, and it was an organic biological computer called Deep Thought. It had been designed by those white mice to solve problems relating to life, the universe, and everything. The answer Deep Thought gave to those who had waited those thousands of years for the solutions was very disappointing, and set the philosophers, seers, sages, including the religious, on a quest, because it told the answer as a number, which was 42. Now this meant nothing to them because, you see, they had forgotten the original question, and it set them on another life's course and quest to find the original answer. It meant nothing to them, you see, they had forgotten the original question, and it set them on another course and life's quest to find the original question. My book, however, The Bierton, Strict and Particular Baptists, was published exactly 42 years to the day of my conversion from crime to Christ, and it really is the answer to life, its problems, trials and distresses, and as to why the earth was made. It is my personal testimony and conversion from crime to Christ during a bad LSD trip on the night of the 16th of January 1970. Please read it. This is a true story of David Clarke, who was born in Oldham, Lancashire in 1949. During the 60s, he and his older brother Michael, born in 1946, began to enjoy lives of crime, promiscuity and infamy during their teenage years. David and Michael lived with their parents and younger sister in Aylesbury and became criminals in the 60s. They were both sent to prison in 1967 for malicious wounding and carrying a firearm without a licence. David served his time in a young person's Borstal Training Institute at Dover, and Michael served his time in Maidstone Prison. On leaving Borstal in 1968, David was determined to have a good time living a life of crime with no fear of God or belief in God, respect for persons in society or the wider family. He proceeded on a 3-year career of undetected crime until he was met by a Christian woman who informed him that his lifestyle was wrong. On the 16th of January 1970, David was arrested whilst he was experiencing a very bad trip on LSD, but not by the police. It was by the Lord Jesus Christ who spoke to him. After he had cried out to God for help, Jesus said to David that the horrors that he was experiencing on LSD was nothing compared to what hell was like. David began to read the Bible immediately and finally confessed to the police to 24 crimes that he had committed during his release from Borstal in 1968 and conversion on the 16th of January 1970. In 1974, David eventually joined the Bierton, Strict and Particular Baptists after visiting and observing the many other various churches in Aylesbury. In 1981, the Bierton Church became a Gospel Standard listed cause, and in 1982 David was called by the Lord and sent by the church to preach the gospel as the Lord opened up the way for him. In 1983, David sought to reach his old friends from the past and organise a special meeting at the Bierton Chapel, inviting all his old friends to come and hear of all what the Lord had done for him. David recalls that it became apparent after this meeting that his real troubles began, and he seceded from the Bierton Church in 1984. An account of his secession has been written by David by his own hand, entitled The Bierton Crisis.
Salvation is the answer to those in desperate need, life-giving inspiration, how Jesus came to bring